Welcome to Jewish Inspirational Stories. We're reading from the book Say Thank You and See Miracles by Rav Arush. Clinging to the light. Seeing miracles won't necessarily spiritually stimulate a person, yet gratitude for those miracles will. Gratitude opens the heart. A person who expresses gratitude for life's undesirable things will certainly express gratitude for life's desirable amenities. As we have seen in the following story, Odelia Levy comes from the Sharon Valley area. She's a science teacher and the mother of 3 children. She tells one Saturday morning, my husband left early to go on a hike with some friends. I was still in bed, and the kids were in their room. Suddenly, I felt excruciating pains. I was deathly afraid and broke out in a cold sweat. I thought that in a matter of minutes, I'd die. I tried to calm my children, but my voice failed me. I phoned the emergency medical services and barely was able to tell them that I was in distress. With my luck, they sent an elderly Russian-speaking doctor who couldn't speak Hebrew. The doctor took a pill out and told me to swallow it. I did. I was so weak that it never occurred to me to resist. The pill was designed to widen the arteries and caused me to hemorrhage. I should have taken a pill that did the exact opposite effect. The whole time, the doctor was on the phone with someone. They decided to summon an ambulance. My children, who were then teenagers, came into my room shocked. All of a sudden, the room was filled with the people and medical staff. The paramedics hovered over me, and the last thing I remember before losing consciousness was yelling at them, "There's no more pulse. She's not breathing. Come on, we're losing her." One of them yelled at the doctor, "Why in the world did you call for a regular ambulance instead of an ICU vehicle? What the heck kind of doctor are you anyways?" My oldest son, who trained as a weightlifter, carried me to the ambulance. Later he told me that carrying his mother was much more difficult than lifting weights. I saw everything from above, as if my soul was hovering over my body. At one point I felt somebody slapping my face and calling my name. I saw the roof of the ambulance and I was disappointed, for the feeling of my soul leaving my body was wonderful. I saw this loving bright white light that engulfed me with love. I just wanted to cling to it like a magnet. It's impossible to describe the loving white light that resembles nothing in the physical world. Thank you, Hashem, that I've experienced the love of husband, children, parents, and so forth. This light dwarfed everything else. I still yearn for that light. I wasn't afraid at all. The light was so loving, and it seemed to understand me completely. I finally understood that this is death, going from one type of cognizance to another. It's not scary at all. Little by little, your soul ascends as if you're in a helium balloon, yearning for more, seeking the loving white light. Suddenly, I heard a voice, not audibly but telepathically. It said, "Your time has not come yet." An invisible hand blocked me in my continued ascent. Suddenly, my soul was shoved back into my body by way of my nostrils. At that moment, I felt like I was put into a diver's suit that was way too small for me and very restricting. I tried to resist but couldn't. My body once again surrounded my soul, entrapped within it. I returned to my non-spiritual routine existence. Like a good science teacher, I looked for all types of rational explanations for what happened to me. I treated the whole episode like a dream. For years after, I continued to live a secular lifestyle. I was aroused when I saw a TV program about people who had experienced near-death experiences, NDEs. Their descriptions were strikingly similar to what I saw, and yet I was a hard nut to crack. I started to study the phenomenon of NDEs, yet I still refused to connect the dots and see the hand of Hashem. Rather than attributing my miraculous recovery to him, I felt ego-inflated by my newfound powers. The NDE left me with a heightened power of intuition. I could literally predict things. I figured that I used my power to make money. I quickly understood that wasn't doing what Hashem wanted. As soon as I started marketing myself as a clairvoyant, I was hit with all kinds of troubles. My family and I had 3 car accidents, and our household appliances were breaking down one by one. My husband was diagnosed with cancer, and that's not all. One day, I visited a certain rabbi to ask him why I was suffering all these tribulations. His answer floored me. He told me that Hashem doesn't want me dealing in the clairvoyant. I was scared stiff, and the next day I closed shop. Meanwhile, my son was inducted into the army, and he began to observe the Torah and mitzvos on his own, without me. When he informed us that he was becoming a Baal Teshuvah, my husband and I told him he could be religious in his own room and not to bother us. On a Friday night, he'd say Kiddush in his room, and we'd watch TV in the living room. He would ask many questions that I cannot answer, and tell me that all the science that I was teaching could be found in the Torah. Finally, I saw the truth. Due to the unsuccessful surgery after one of my car accidents, I had to undergo a second surgery. For 3 months, I suffered severe pain. Eating and drinking were more than difficult for me. Then somebody gave me a copy of Rav Arush's The Garden of Gratitude. Instead of complaining, I started to thank Hashem. My teshuvah process took time, so did my recovery. But the more I said thank you, the less I suffered and the closer I came to Hashem. I promised Hashem that I'd tell the story, and how He waited patiently for me until I had the spiritual sense to cast my intellect aside and to open my heart and brain to Emunah. Hashem never left me. By virtue of gratitude, I saw salvation. So will the entire world if they only learn to thank Hashem. Thanks, and we'll continue tomorrow.